In recent years, several books have tried to unravel the complexities of the most notorious British spy scandal of the post-war era, involving Burgess, Maclean, Philby and Blunt. The fourth name, that of Anthony Blunt, was added to the list only in late 1979 as a direct result of the publication of Andrew Boyle's book, The Climate of Treason. Now there comes a new literary investigation into the affair, concentrating rather on the psychology of treason. And this one takes the form of a play which had its opening in London tonight. Joan Beckwell has been to see it.
The play is called Another Country, a title taken from that favourite school hymn, I Vow to Thee, My Country. And its author, Julian Mitchells, sets the entire plot within one of Britain's most distinguished public schools in the early 1930s. The play traces the school days of a rather pointedly named Guy Bennett, flamboyant, intelligent and homosexual, and suggests that the various rejections and humiliations that he suffered at that time sowed the seed for his conversion to Marxism and subsequent career as a Russian spy. Parallels with the life of Guy Burgess are clearly intended.
Didn't the blackmail work this time?
I couldn't use it.
Don't see why not.
Because
what?
Because James has 2 more years here, and if I'd gone to farcical, they'd have reported him too.
Well, so what?
I couldn't do that. I love him.
Guy.
Oh, you still don't believe me, do you?
I think you may think you're in love with him.
Look, I'm not going to pretend anymore. I'm sick of pretending. I am never going to love women.
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, that's why Martineau killed himself. He'd known since he was 10, he told me. Well, I didn't know, at least I wasn't sure, until James.
You can't possibly know a thing like that at 10. Or now.
Oh, yes, you can. Look, it doesn't come as any great revelation. It's more like admitting to yourself something you've always known. Owning up to yourself, it's a great relief. In some ways. All this acting it up, making a joke of it even to myself, it was simply a way of trying to pretend it wasn't true, but it is.
Of course it's not.
Oh, Tommy, when you get down to it, it's as simple as knowing whether or not you like spinach.
Well, I can never make up my mind about spinach.
Then perhaps you're ambidextrous.
No, I am not.
You see, you know.
Well, you can't trust intuitions like that.
Well, what else is there? Are you a communist because you read Karl Marx? No. You read Karl Marx because you know you are a communist.
Well, I'm very sorry.
Well, thanks, if that's how friends react.
What do you want me to do, get a horsewhip?
Not after Delahaye, thank you.
Well, why Delahaye?
Berkeley's lost his nerve. And Delahaye has a very whippy wrist.
I apologize. Quite right. It was patronizing and unforgivable.
But you couldn't help it, could you? Because in your heart of hearts, like Berkeley and Delahaye and Mingus and Sanderson, you still believe, in spite of your talk of equality and fraternity, you still believe that some people are better than others because of the way they make love.
There's complete sexual freedom in Russia.
That's not a lot of comfort at the moment, actually. Martineau killed himself because he simply could not face a lifetime of all that.
You said it was a great relief knowing...
I said in some ways. It's also a life sentence.
Almost the entire cast is young, but Another Country marks the arrival in the West End of 2 really outstanding young actors, 22-year-old Rupert Everett as Guy and 21-year-old Kenneth Branagh, newly graduated from RADA with a heap of prizes, as Judd. So what do they think of these young men in their 30s at an age not that different from their own?
I think they had something special about them. It was a special time, and it had people. There were people there who had qualities which it's hard to see in people today. Like the character I play in this, Judd, has a real, pure sort of idealism and commitment to an idea and a belief in the possibility of really bringing an idea to fruition, in this case, a revolution in England, which people laugh about now, you know, but it was, one could see that it was quite possible for people to actually really believe that it could happen then.
Kenneth, from the way you speak, you admire your character. Rupert, what about you? Do you admire the character you play?
Yes, I do know. I think what people forget about all those spies was that at the time when they decided, they made their decisions to become spies and things like that, life in England was really vile. I mean, you know, there was, as he says in the play, the unemployment was enormous and the poverty was revolting and things. And for thinking people, it was the only solution. There was no media to tell you what life was like anywhere else. So you just caught on to an idea like Russia and you took it quite sensibly to heart, because the ideas in Capital and things are obviously very sensible ideas and very good ideas.
What I felt was that we all know now about what went on at Cambridge and the Communist Club, and everybody wrote a lot of articles about that, a lot of research has been done about that. But nobody's really thought hard enough, I don't think, about the psychology of the people who become traitors. What is it that makes you betray your country? And I think it goes back much deeper than simple ideological commitment.
Do you see yourself as doing something for the freedom of homosexuality at all?
No, I'm trying to write a very good play. If I have that effect, I'd be delighted. But the play isn't simply about that. It's about the society. The school represents society at large. And it's about the making of the English ruling class. I mean, my characters are not only now one or two of them in Moscow, but others, I hope, people will think, are now in the cabinet. And it's the same society produced both, and that's what I'm on about.